Hello and welcome to Vibra Finance. My name is Lindsay. Tonight I am joined by the crypto gem hunter extraordinaire, the reason we're all here, our man, Vibra Finance CEO Adam, and we are going to be talking about $10,000. Is that what's separating you from becoming a billionaire? But before we get started, can I please take this opportunity to thank you for subscribing to our channel, for sharing this stream with your family and friends so that you can join the Billionaires Club too, for liking, subscribing, hitting that bell button, notification all, so you don't miss one beat here at Vibra Finance. But before I get started, before we bring Vibra Finance CEO up, a little hello from Vibra Finance.
At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.
And here he is. Hello, Adam. Thanks for letting me join you tonight.
Hey, it's my pleasure. It is great to be here.
Yes, it is. We have an exciting topic, a little offbeat. Crypto market. We could change it up a little bit. Tonight we're going to be talking about the $10,000 rule, what that means, the difference between you and a billionaire. It's $10,000. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's something that I've heard for a while, and it's I think it's so true. And it sounds crazy, but so the average person, take someone that, for example, isn't in crypto like we are, like the average person out there that has a family, they have kids, and they're working a 9-to-5 job, them, their husband, their wife, whatever. You got a couple kids, you're always spending money to fix the car, fix a tire, get new shoes for the kids, dog food, the vet. You're constantly dishing out money for living expenses and stuff. So when opportunities come by, you can't just drop 5-10 grand on them and be able to catch these massive opportunities. When someone calls you, hey, I got this great opportunity. Oh, okay, cool. If you had, $2, $3, $5, $10,000 to be able to put into 1 or 2 or 3 investments while still living your life, that's what's separating you from becoming a multimillionaire. A couple $1,000s in the right crypto, when the time comes along, that doesn't influence your life or affect it at all. You turn that into 10 grand and you do that a couple times. Next thing you know, you have $100,000 in a couple years. And then the next cycle comes around, you take that 100,000 and you do the same thing, turn it into 1 million, and you rinse and repeat. And over 10 to 15 years, that's an opportunity for you to be able to catch up. And
so
it's
in 10 years, sorry.
No, it doesn't necessarily, there's no time limit on it. It's just the whole principle of being able to have something set aside for emergencies, but also something set aside for these golden opportunities that if you pass up, you end up regretting in the future.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I like the idea of a community-wide 10-year, $10,000 challenge. So today we're going to be talking about how to build and preserve your wealth, or we're going to give some actual usable examples of how to build and maintain wealth, or preserve it, maintain it, because you have to maintain it and preserve. You got to love it. Money goes where it's treated best. So you got to love your money without being greedy, right? So how could you do that? Can you give us some example of living cheaper? Let's just say, let's start off with that one.
Yeah.
How do you live cheaper?
It's like, there's so many things that you could say. You're going to have to, at some point, just make changes to your life. It's going to have to be uncomfortable. You have to make sacrifices. You have to pick up an extra job, cut stuff out. Like if you drink coffees in the morning, you know, if you buy like sodas or go to drive-throughs or just like little things, you don't realize how much that adds up. And if you could just cut down on stuff and just make uncomfortable changes, that's unfortunately the only way. There's no golden ticket. There's no like key to success. It's you have to either make more money or spend less. There's no in between.
Yeah, well, there's ways to do it so that it's not so painful, so you don't have to, like it's not it doesn't have to be so dramatic. You don't have to cut the coffee out of your life. There are cheaper I like cheaper, less costly solutions for things that are easily preppable and doable at home that they don't take much time. For example, I love a latte. You know this, right? You know this about me. Like I love a warm latte in my hands. It brings me so much joy. It's one of those little things like in the morning makes me so happy. But I don't love paying $7 for a latte that's full of well, extra things. Let's just leave it at that. So what I've done is I've got myself like a little whipper and I warm up my milk on the stove and then make myself my coffee in a little French press and it makes my heart so happy and like it's so much more cost effective. And then every once in a while when I'm out, I grab a coffee. But $7 a month is very different than I actually did the math on this with a forensic deep dive once, and I found out that a partner of mine had been spending almost $400 a month on takeout coffee. So, what I mean, seriously, what could you how could you make that $400 a month grow? It's not growing in your coffee cup, right? You know?
Yeah. And there's like with Camo Joe here, he was talking about his boat he fixed up on his own. Like you get a certain level of like satisfaction, or you get some kind of like you feel good about it that you did it, you made it yourself, like you fixed it, like you know, you making your own coffee or whatever it is. Like there's it's just not the same as going and buying it as doing it yourself. And like you in life, like all the like instant gratification, like just how crazy everything is. Like you step back and you need to remember the little things that are important. It's like, oh yeah, I do like that. And there's ways of having it without going out and spending $8 a latte or whatever it is. You know, there's so many different things. And with looking around your house, like is there stuff that you have that you don't need that you like and you could sell it, that you could live without? You know, if you could put stuff on eBay, there's all kinds of stuff that you could do if you really think about it. It's just how bad do you want it? And
Yeah.
you know, I think when people realize, like, damn, if I could put $2,000 away right now, and in or what, like $300, you know, every couple weeks away, and in 6 months from now, be able to take that and put it in the best opportunity that comes around, whether it's some new narrative next bull run, whether it's Richard Hart's wallet, like whatever it is, just having that money put aside for that opportunity. That's the stuff that you need. That's what separates the people out there who end up, you know, way ahead and other people that don't. And there's no way around making hard, uncomfortable decisions and cutting things out that are going to make you feel uncomfortable.
That's right. Broke broke mofos always come up with 5 to 10 grand to bail out their loved ones out of jail. How hard do you want to sacrifice? That's true. I mean, when really, like, if you think about it, if you really need that money, you can, and like quickly, if you're okay, if you're in the right mindset and you're aware that money comes to you easily, money comes to you frequently, and like sometimes if you are in a pinch and you're out of panic and need to scramble, like you can dig up some dirt, right? Or like if you're not, you can find a way to sacrifice short term to get that money quickly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you,
Sacrificing, that's the key word there, is you can't just continue to do what you're doing and expect anything to change.
well, that's a definition of insanity. We're really smart people. We don't do that around here, right? So,
Hopefully not.
well, no, we don't, because that's why we're here. We're all here to like grow and learn and do things. Like I see, hey Samantha, I see you out there talking about growing things. Samantha's got an awesome patio garden growing out there. She's crushing it. You know, that is a way to take back. So you can save some money at the grocery store right there. And you're taking back and you're putting your food in your hands so you know what's going in your body. You're taking back a little bit of control, which I know that it sounds very like broad spectrum, but it really does give you a little bit of confidence back, which a lot of people need these days. The confidence to know what's going in your body is going to nurture you and get you out of bed. Also, like, I don't know about you, Samantha, but I love being out and with the plants and things because I like getting to check on if they're growing, and it gives me a little something that is not work, that is not the kids, that's not the house, that's not hobby. It gives me a little something to like focus on that is like my own space there. So like that's a great way to take back some of your, I don't know, living, like investing into what you're saving there.
Yeah, and it's like it's good. It gets you outside. Like you're out in the sun. You're out like just like playing around outside, and it's just fun to do. And like we're gonna start selling some of the stuff we're growing. It's just extra, and that can be whatever. It's money that you can bring in, or you could just do nothing with it. Like we tore up, what was it, on the side of the house over there, whatever it was, like a little off the side of the driveway. It was just like a runoff that had a bunch of weeds and just overgrown like lilies in there. We tore it all up and planted a garden. And now we're going to be able to sell some of the stuff out of there. So next year we'll be able to, grow a bunch more without any headache, without having to do any work that we
Oh
had
my
to do
gosh.
this year.
I hope we can sell some of the stuff out of there. It's been a long time, you guys, and we're practicing for Hexaco here. So I've been trying to we've just tried to make as much space as we possibly can with what we have and the time that we have to go out there and maintain it. So in this garden, I really didn't think about spatial issues, and I planted a bit too many zucchinis and way too many yellow squash. I really hope that these things can sell. But I don't, if they sell by the side of the road, great. If not, isn't it crazy that food pantries won't allow donations of like homegrown goods for tax purposes?
I mean, honestly, like if it didn't sell, I would just write for like at the end of the road, put a sign up there at the end of the night. I mean, just write free.
Yo,
Like
most people feel that even by the road, so I guess it's like it's an even Steven. There are some good folks out there. But yeah, that's an idea. If you have a little planter and you're looking for some extra cash, or even if you have a pot and you can grow cherry tomatoes and you live in an apartment and you have a sun window, you can grow a little pot of cherry tomatoes enough to fill a couple pints and make, $5 a pint fresh cherry tomatoes. You're in an apartment building, you've got neighbors, get creative. Save the little pints from the grocery store and then like wash them out really well and then put like a sticker on them. Boom, hand them to your neighbor. There you go. There's an idea right there. Okay. So, all right, what was our next topic? Because I went right off. Sorry about that. Well, I just took it down. Learning a trade and starting a business or side hustle. Oh yeah, I guess I was on topic with that one. A cherry tomato side hustle. That's where my mind went with that one. I'm
anything.
actually just planted vanilla beans.
If you're whatever you're good at, like people like if right now, if you know about crypto, and you know good projects that are solid, that have good fundamentals, and you can understand that Bitcoin, if inflation comes, if there's a banking crisis, whatever the narrative is, it's all bullish for Bitcoin. So if you could just not even convince people, but just show them that and let them understand that, like, you have value with what you know in crypto. People are going to want to know that stuff. It doesn't seem like it now, but that will change when the bull market comes. So just like, there's so many things that you could do if you want it that bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is the era where a certain era of age generation is retiring here, right? We're looking, and I hate to use the word boomer. Sorry if you're out there and you're in that range, but y'all know what I'm talking about there. So this generation is retiring, and because of the hard work that they saw their families put into these businesses, or their father's time and attention that was taken away from, it's like these kids grew up to present their businesses. Well, you don't have any emotional attachment to their dad's business. And if their dad's business is for sale and that thing's crushing it, then there is an opportunity right there. So you want to make sure that you're going to get into good habits. Like, you have to get in good habits starting today if you're looking for that $10,000, whatever your goal is, right? Whatever, set a goal. Start really, really, really small with that goal. If your goal is to get to $10,000 in 10 years, that is really digestible if you break it down year by year. Really, really doable, right? So you can start with $20 and you're going to start with $20, a Cash App, send it to your, your Atomic wallet, swap it out for some HEX, stake it, leave it there for 10 years and then repeat. If that's, I'm just using that as an example, but, if you're looking for something in the short term, there's other options too, but that's kind of where I was going with, learning a trade and getting invested into something. Like if you're really passionate about something, then it doesn't feel like work. That's why we created Vibra Finance.
Right, exactly. And it's not just like crypto. Like everybody has different hobbies. Everybody likes different weird things, not weird things, but like collect different things. Like there's just so many things that you're probably holding on to or that you have that you didn't even realize, oh my God, I could probably sell this. I see it all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Awesome idea for our aliens. Get out an envelope, write $1,000 on it, fill it up, and then do it again. And then do it again and again. And if you can find a side hustle or a trade or something, some talent that you have, hey, Hex Siren, hey, sister, I see you out there. For example, she makes the most beautiful and like just they feel so good too. She makes the most amazing soaps. And I am a soap maker, so I know my stuff. And I looked at these and I was like, what are you going to do with these? And bless her heart, she's a sweetest. She gave out so many of them in Vegas. Now, she has a talent and skill, and should she choose to use it, there is a product that she has on hand that works well, smells, and she could just crush it with it. So there's ideas out there for things that you have passion for. Like if you're a knitter and you knit little things, get creative, focus on that one thing, focus on the knitting and what you can do with it from there.
Yep.
Yeah. And then fill up that envelope with cash and then turn that cash into crypto,
It's just like doing it too. Like talking about it is one thing, but like that's such a good point. Like when you start doing it and like, all right, here's my envelope and I'm gonna put $20 in here. And like if you feel like, oh, I'm gonna take it out, give it to somebody else and be like, here, hold this for me. Do not give it back to me until it's at $1,000 in here. No matter
seriously.
how long it takes. Like you need to break those habits. You need to break those cycles. Like unless you're doing stuff that's uncomfortable, nothing's changing. Like you really need to want it. You gotta make a plan and you gotta stick through it. Like there's no easy way. And
no, if you sorry.
No, go ahead.
Though I got excited to get preachy. I was just going to say the hardest part, honestly, is getting started. The hardest part is the first 90 days. First 90 days. So start by putting aside a percentage, not a number amount. So if your 1% equals $300, what's easier for you to say, I'm not going to miss that. I'm not going to miss 1% of my paycheck every 2 weeks, or I'm not going to miss $300 out of my paycheck every 2 weeks. I feel like a lot less people, I feel like a lot more people will be like, 1%, like that's not going to mentally bother you as much, right?
I mean, really, the money part's irrelevant. I mean, everyone's different. It doesn't matter. It's just doing it. It's setting.
No, I'm talking about for those who are like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how I could possibly find this money to put away. It starts with a very small percentage and then doing that for 90 days. And every 30 days, you crank that up another percent. So you start with 1% and then you crank that up to 5% after 60 days and then 10% after 90 days. So if you're in that situation where you're like, I can't even find $1 right now. There's where you could find $1. It's rounding up when you go to the grocery store. If your grocery bill comes to $56.68, you round that up to the next highest whole number, $60, and you take that change and you invest it. And that's how you start stacking wealth and accumulating that nest egg so that when you're ready and you have a nice, like whatever your goal is, start small. If you really are that tight where you can only put away $20 a week, make your goal for the month $100. Push yourself a little bit harder, make that goal $100. And then at the end of the month, you'll be so excited and surprised that you crushed it out with $150 because you were so motivated to make that goal. And then set a little reward for yourself, like getting that fresh hot latte from your favorite wherever. Set that goal for yourself and then reward yourself with something small that keeps you motivated to do it for the next 30 days. And that's like a really great action plan to start with. You know, your 401k, you're getting that you're looking at that. Say you're getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. If you're looking at that every 2 weeks, go in to your 401k account and adjust those numbers every month. Hike it up just a little bit more of a notch, you know, and then allot it appropriately. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what's the hardest part, do you think?
I mean, honestly, I mean, everybody's different. I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's just you need to do it. It's how bad do you want it? And if you have the time to be on YouTube watching videos, like you have time to be out there making money. And it's like I think once people realize like, oh shit, 10 grand or even $5,000, right? That's not hard to save up in a year's time. And a year from now, we'll be approaching the or near the bull run. So you should easily be able to find a coin that 10x's. So that 5 grand can be 50 grand. That $2,000 can be 20 grand. And then you put that away and you wait until you find other investments or the next cycle, and that 20 grand you catch another 10x, that's 200 grand by 2028 2029. I mean, that's 6 years off a couple grand in the next couple months, or just putting money away the next couple months. So it really does make a difference. It's just, I think people need to hear that and like, wow, it's not unreasonable for me to make $1 million. It's just doing what I'm doing but at bigger numbers.
It's doing what you're doing, and if you're in a situation where you're in a small business and you're struggling to make your small business grow, you know, there's many things that you can do. One of them is to focus on your greatest selling product and just really focus in on there, because all the rest of them at the end of the day might, you know, how many SKUs do you have? You know, how many of those need to go? And just focusing in on like why you started your business in the first place so that you can continue to grow and focus and flourish on that, because you didn't leave the 9 to 5 to work for yourself, to beat yourself up over and over and over again. If you're finding yourself in that situation, you know, like putting aside those little things and getting rid of other things that are not serving you, so to speak, then it makes it a lot easier to focus on why you're cutting corners in the first place. Let me tell you right now, billionaires are extremely comfortable being uncomfortable. They do not watch Netflix for hours. They do not sit in Twitter chat rooms and cry. Well, some of them sit in Twitter chat rooms and cry, but let's be serious. Like, you know, if you're in that grind and in that hustle, you don't have time to do those things. So you're not getting wrapped up in toxicity. You're not getting wrapped up in like in the ick. You're here for building Hexco. You're here for bringing the energy in. Like, we're all here to grow, thrive, and flourish. So the only way we're going to do that is together, and that's to like get our mindset right, and you know, like take emotions out of the equation when you're thinking about your goal and your finance of, do you really want to be a millionaire, and what does that mean to you and why? And the more you focus on your why, the easier it'll be to get to your goal.
There you go. The compounding interest chart. Yeah. That's good. Isn't that crazy? 7% returns over 30 years. And that's now pretty much losing to inflation. Like, that's wild to think. So that's why stock market, they're all going digital. They need to be able to trade 24/7. They need to get more than 4 or 5% in these traditional markets. It's just not sustainable anymore. That you could see the reason they're panicking and they're flooding into crypto. It's so obvious. You could just take a number of these coins here and just stake them and earn 12, 15% natively from the protocols. I mean, that's not going to last forever, but I mean, you could just see how much bigger the rewards are. And
Wait,
like
say that again. Say that louder for the cheap seats in the back. This is not going to last forever, right?
no. And like the 5 like even the Hex APY, like it's only 38% now if for a 555 stake. And I had my first stake or two, they were paying me almost 40% the first 2 or 3 years. So they really, like, early is key. And like if you're staking now, yeah, you're getting like 9% a year, but it's not as big as it was at the beginning. And that's why like these opportunities are not going to come around again. You know, even like these Hedera altcoins we talked about, like Karate Combat, like that's such an awesome project. Like I just think to not throw money, a lottery ticket on that is crazy. Like it has every single thing you could want in the project. I mean, and it's new, it's different. Like there's a bunch of things out there, and there's gonna be so many things that come to Pulsechain in the next year. So the opportunities are here, and you got to be able to capitalize on them. You know, if you're sitting cash strapped, you're not going to be able to hit on them, and that's the difference. Being able to, you know, throw a couple $1,000s at every opportunity that comes by versus, you know, putting money into them or whatever once a year and passing on a bunch of them. You know, that's really the difference, and it really is not that much money. It's just sacrificing a year or two of your life. In crypto, the yields and the returns are so great that 1 or 2 years of sacrifice can pay you back 15 years of your salary. So it's wild, the returns. Like we've all seen it. And yeah, you just got to be in it. You got to be here. You got to be early, and you got to believe. Like when you're about to be flooded out of a bag, if you're questioning, like, man, should I even be owning this right now? Did I get scammed? And it's a solid project with everything. Like that's intentional. That's the way crypto wants you to feel, because there's whales out there that want to buy your bags because they know where these things are going. They have a 5-10 year long-term vision. It's not just like, all right, what's tonight, what's tomorrow. Like they see where this is going. And yeah, it's just exciting to be here. Like the Ripple lawsuit kind of ending, you know, all the ETFs coming, just like this market is going to explode, and we're here now. And hopefully everybody here is able to take advantage of massive green candles.
I mean, unpopular opinion, but FedNow launched and payments are going to get cheaper. It's happening. Like it's here. Let's like CBDCs and FedNow, like let's leave the CBDCs off the table tonight and just talk about the technology that's actually put in place. There's active banks that have been testing this for many, many months, and now it's finally in the public eye, and
Years,
it's
not
years.
even months, years. Like
Well, that's why I said many, many, just to really
yeah,
give myself some
many
coverage.
years almost now. Like it's crazy how long that lawsuit it's been. Like
Well, and what were they saying in 2017? There no, like, don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Crypto's bad. We're never touching it. It's
for
for
criminals,
fraudsters.
everyone was banning it, and like yeah, Jamie Dimon was firing anyone that mentioned Bitcoin. It was for criminals only. You know, it was crazy. It's crazy how fast the narrative shifts. It just happened in the last 2 weeks. You're seeing it right now with the Ripple thing. How the media is now like almost pro crypto in a sense, and saying like, man, there is kind of light. There might be light at the end of the tunnel. Regulators are now like rushing in these new bills, and Gary Gensler is really not looking good. Like you could clearly see he's being set up as the fall guy, and he's gonna be blamed for all of this, for stalling business here, sending companies abroad. Like you could just see it happening right now.
I mean,
And
if you can't see it, then you're not really reading. Then you need to start like really reading between the lines, because let's look at it this way. Gensler is an ultra marathon runner. And what does that mean? That means that man has got his mind on the prize and he can run and push through pain. He is in the gauntlet right now, guys. Like he's an active, like psyop meat puppet. Like he's the perfect one to run through this thing, because if he can withstand that kind of mental pain for his own physical, like what's he gonna do for a job where he's on the podium? Let's be serious. So like so much stuff is gonna change coming forward. It's I don't know. I get a little excited about it.
I mean, you could tell he just Gary Goldman. That's all you need to know. That should be his new name. Is Gary Goldman Gensler. Triple G. That's his new name, actually. Triple G. And he's doing exactly what he's meant to do, is stifle Ripple, who had a massive lead on this whole instant or cross-border payments, instant payments, on-demand liquidity, and the banks needed to catch up. And they were able to do that through Ripple being sued by the SEC and dragged through the mud. And now it's over. And now you're starting to see like I think Fed now is even working with Ripple. Like there's indirect exposure through companies that they own and they work with. So it's nothing happens accidentally out there. And I'm just excited to see like all the stuff we've been talking about, like coming to fruition. Well, even like XLM and some of these other coins that we've been looking at and talking about for such a long time. And it's like, man, it's awesome to see. It's like validation that we weren't crazy.
No. Enthusiastic crypto enthusiast, yes. Crazy, no.
Yeah.
Seriously, we found some hidden gems.
Casper right there. The shout out Hex Bull. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you bought some when we talked like a month or so ago. It's up. It's pumping in the last year, even like in the middle of the bear market, like it's up 26.5%. Like that's not bad if you look at everything else. So there are coins out there that are going to do well, and they are doing well now, and they're outperforming others. And it's awesome that we're at least in some of them. We're not here just whiffing.
Yeah, no, and honestly, like when you start seeing all that red in the market, it's like I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Because all that tells me is that it's shaking everything out to start building everything back up. I actually get more like I mean, don't get me wrong, I love waking up to green candles, green bubbles, like get me a little excited. But sometimes when you wake up and your favorite is down, you're like, yes, I can pick some up today. Well, maybe that's just me, but I get excited.
Yeah, I mean, that if you're new, you're not going to feel that way at all. You're going to be freaking out. But once you've been here for years, it's like it doesn't phase you. Like it's just normal. But you become like immune to it.
All right. If you're new and you're freaking out, please call me. Like, give me 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. I will walk you off a ledge. Okay. If you're looking at those bubbles and you're thinking, oh, call me. Links in the description below. I have 15 minutes for you. Come off the ledge, my friend. Come play on the playground where it's fun and we ride chill here.
Yeah. I mean, what Pulsechain's giving free? What is it? Bucks or Fatty.io? One of them. I keep claiming coins every time I go there. I think it's fatty.bundles.mint or something like that. And I get free coins all the time, so I'm loving it. So if there's another coin out there, I don't know. Yeah, I'm in. Let me know.
Texicans have the best branding. I just have to say that.
I know.
Seriously.
Like this is scary. Like imagine if we go down to Saucer Swap's volume, like we're at below 1.5 million. And Saucer Swap was around 500K or 600K when I looked at it. That is absolutely crazy.
Getting up.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh no. Jeez, never mind. I take that back. Saucer Swap just dropped. So all of crypto is like dying. Their volume is down 60% in 24 hours. Holy shit.
Well, it is a new moon. Yeah, we are around a new moon. So like you should expect to see micro lows around about 6 days around the new moon. Like 3 days before, 3 days after, you'll start. But after that, like once we start getting closer to the full moon, we'll start seeing some action again.
Yeah, like look all the looking at the trades here. The 4 hour, it looks like most people are long. That's not good.
Well, Taurus also just flipped it in the north node, so here we go.
There we go. We got the north node, guys. Get your magnets out and put them on the south side of your bed.
All right, listen. If you could get out here and do a flat Earth stream, I could mention north nodes flipping because it is important information.
I know, and I don't want anything flipping around, so I'm gonna keep those magnets out there, and I'm gonna keep my node north.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep your node north. This is like the time in the area for growth. This is what we want to see. This is growth. It's making room in our community for new members of our community. We have to look at it like this. Instead of getting angry every time we see somebody like being a pistol, whatever. Thank you for the opportunity to make new growth in our community. Let's ride. We're going to the moon. We got to pack light. Let's go. All right. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, looking at this this token, the Pulse Abides. Do they have oh no, they don't have a Twitter account either. Oh Jesus, this is gonna be another TPA launch today. That was a while, man. So there's no, all right. Well, I guess that doesn't matter. Oh, there it is. Abides Pulse. There we go. Boom. Perpetual airdrop. There we go. The pulseabides.net. Man, I swear, I'm like so worried that one of these like projects here, but I guess they're audited and stuff, that these guys, people are going to come in here and try to get their airdrop and just get their wallets drained by one of these stupid projects. This looks cool though. I like that, the Jesus right there. All right, let's check this airdrop out here. Did you get it? Academiated. How to get the airdrops every single day. Subscribe below. All right, what's step 2? Comment your wallet address on every video. Swap TPA for Pulse and PulseX. So you gotta just watch it. That's kind of a good, that's actually a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Watch your videos. That's a cool idea. Dude swap. The Pulse of, oh, there you go. The Pulse Abides. I mean, yeah, I guess wow, the volume's dropping. Oh well, I mean, it's a free airdrop. You know, that's cool. I'll check it out. I'll definitely let's go find their YouTube channel. Where'd that go?
Hey Hex Gun, thanks for joining us.
So I'm just like the Pulse Abides. All right, so then you got to come in and subscribe. All right. Dude, airdrop is almost here. Jesus, that's loud. You can't even hear. I don't know why. What's up with the microphone? Select for the project a year ago. All right. Oh, I just doxed my address. That was really smart.
That's why I don't do dirty work on camera.
I don't really care, honestly. All I'm doing is providing liquidity and holding some of these DGen coins, but they're not even DGen coins, like Link and Uniswap and Aave and Illuvium. I don't think it's that much of a DGen play.
Oh, I keep poking a stick at Ren. Paul, I'm like, come on, wake up, do something.
Yeah, I don't like that. That'll be like the bull run type. If it Pulsechain picks up and like trading comes popular, and where people like won't come in for $100 and they want to buy these coins, I feel like they're gonna come here. Like, why would you can't go to Ethereum? Binance is way too full of scams.
Look at how fast Aave popped off there's even like a fan club, Aave fan club on Twitter. I mean, look at how fast that moved. So if you don't think that could happen again, yeah. I mean, it's not worth it right now, I don't think, to like, I don't know. For somebody to come in and like really pump up all these charts and make it look crazy if it's not going to sustain itself. So
I mean, this is as dead as crypto I've seen it in a while. Like the volumes on some of these coins right now are insanely low. Like compared to even like the WBTC volume at 71K. Like that's crazy low. Like people, I don't know what it is right now. If it's just summertime and people are just away on vacation. I don't know if those MEV bots, Elon caught onto it and banned him off Twitter finally. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we are in that point in the summer where people are distracted. They're not. And like with all the uncertainty and the new payment systems and new rails that'll be coming out, really, would you expect to see? I mean, like, would it be worth it right now to have that market going crazy? I don't know. I think there's so much more time to keep building, and by building, I mean like building your portfolio. I think if we woke up in the next like week and it was absolutely going parabolic, yeah, absolutely, we'd all celebrate. But I feel like I would definitely be like, man, I wish I had like a couple more months to keep accumulating. I don't know. That's my perspective on it. Like, don't be wrong. I love green candles. I get excited about those things too. But I'm thinking long term here, and I'm thinking like, okay, if I have another 6 months of like go get them accumulation mindset, then that's 6 months that will put me ahead 5 years. You know.
I mean, I personally think that if things keep going the way they are now and it doesn't change, a lot of hexagons are gonna just turn on Richard Hart fast. They're Pulsechain, like new Pulsachins that sacrificed. Like the volume is dead. You know, the price is down 69% from sacrifice. Pulse is now pretty much break even. Like Richard is gone. He hasn't streamed. He pissed off a lot of the community. Like this is the ultimate shakeout. Like it, and then imagine if the movie comes out and the price doesn't go up and another month goes by, like it's gonna get really ugly. But I'm prepared for that. Like I think that's a scenario that we need to look out for. Like that is on the cards.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is WCS, worst case scenario. However, it is a scenario, so you need to have a plan for that option too. Are you mentally prepared for zero price action once the movie comes out?
Yeah. And not even that. It's for you, like the community, like people getting loud and like really starting to be like, this is a scam. He scammed us. He's got 3 scams now, Pulse and PulseX and Hex. Like I'm waiting for that. Like that is my ultimate bottom sign. I mean, I hope it doesn't come, but I'm waiting for it.
I don't know. Some of the algorithms on Twitter might indicate otherwise. I had to like do some Twitter cleaning because people are being so mean. I'm like, whoa, it's a crypto. That's a human on the other side of the computer, allegedly, but there's other humans reading it. Good golly.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know if it's a human, like that's why Veracity is an awesome crypto to look at because
Mm.
their proof of human is awesome. It's patented. They're working with YouTube. They got all kinds of partners, and their staking's at 18%. Like, right, this coin is cheaper than where I got into Hex. And let's see the 5-year chart. I mean, this thing ran up to almost 9 cents. So that's almost a 25x from where we are right now, on top of 18.5% staking. Like this is like when people are like, "Oh, you're not a hexagon because you're in Veracity." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like this is the same thing because of what I learned from Richard Hart. I'm taking that knowledge and spreading out my risk and diversifying around to other projects that have fundamentals, community, and a staking platform. So it checks all the boxes for me. And I'm not trading, I'm not doing anything. So it's hilarious to see, people just don't take the time to look at stuff. They don't look, I don't know what it is, but then when these coins start pumping, everyone wants them all of a sudden. And it's okay to degen into them. But if you buy them now and talk about them, you're not a hexagon. Like the stereotype, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's so funny. The hypocrisy, I guess, is the best
Herd
word.
mentality. Like going against the grain is uncomfortable, right? And people need, I mean, we have a neurobiological sense to belong to a group. And what makes you feel belong to a group? You feel like you have common ground with them. You feel like you have like-mindedness. You feel a sense of community and such. So yeah, if you're going against the group and you're investing in other projects and you're getting a hard time, just keep your eyes on a portfolio. Forget about those nerds.
Yeah. I mean, they have 300, they have as many followers as Richard Hart. Like they have a really, really strong community. and like their partners are unbelievable. Like they're part of the Web3, the AI, the metaverse narrative because of all their partnerships. So you can lump that coin in with all the 3 potential narratives. So that's another thing too. Like I want coins that can get pushed into these potential narratives coming. You see how crypto is, it's so trendy. So when the next whatever coin comes, if you can lump AI into it or metaverse or NFT, whatever it is, coins are going to pump off of that. Nothing else. So this is a great opportunity, I think, out there. If you're looking for an altcoin and you want to spread it out, Veracity is one of them because of the 18% staking, all of the narratives, the viral community, it's like, and partnerships. It's like, those are the things. And if you are investing into stuff like these that check all those boxes, chances are you'll be able to, in the short term with some of these coins, outperform Pulsechain. Like we were just looking at compared to PulseX and Pulsechain, if you had not bought like Stellar and a couple other of these coins, like you lost out a ton to just holding Pulsechain. So like we could prove that you're losing money, not taking a shot in some of these other coins and then just selling them after they pump and putting that money back into Pulsechain. Like just having Pulse sit there while it's just going sideways, the volume is dropping and it's just like consolidating. I think there's better plays out there. And, everybody's different, but, it's funny that everybody jumps on board with the stuff that we talk about when stuff's pumping. But right now, no one is interested. But that's how early we are. That's just opportunity, in my opinion.
Yep. Don't sleep on things like Quant, XLM. Don't sleep on them. They're not a comfy pillow. They're not a comfy pillow. Do not sleep on them.
Yeah. Yep.
Our alien's retired from Richard Hart, but he's always on the hunt for the next 100x or the next Google stack technology. Never sleeps. That is so true. It doesn't sleep. And that is the mindset of a billionaire right there, looking for things because, as you know, energy does not sleep. It's continuous. Something is always moving. Think about all of the some things. Think about all of the energies that are about to get harnessed in a tokenized manner. Think about that. Everything on this earth has the ability to be tokenized, and it will be at some point, I believe.
Yep. So Fallen Aliens, here's a little right here. If I had to bet my left nut on what stock is going to be the next Google, it's right here on Linqto. So if you've retired from RH, I'm assuming you could get your accredited investor. So right here, Ripple stock, it's like it's up there now. It's getting up towards like $55 a share, but we got in at like 30 and 35. But I'm telling you I figured out what they're gonna do. So with Coinbase, you bought it on here at a like a $3 billion valuation, and it launched at 80. So you were in for $10 on Linqto, and it sold at 360 when it launched. So what Ripple's doing is the 48 billion coins that they have on their balance sheet at zero value, that XRP now at 80 cents is almost $30 billion. So you're buying in to it's Ripple Labs, and their custodian PolySign. Like these are gems that Jim Cramer is going to be telling everybody to go buy when they IPO in America. I promise you, just like Coinbase was what I watched on here, and I watched it 36x. And so what Ripple's going to do here is right now, if you buy at $50 a share, you're buying in at a $9.5 million valuation right here. So you have to, so this is blacked out for the normal public. So right here, you're buying it at a $9.5 billion valuation. So that's with their 48 billion XRP at zero value. So at $1, that's $48 billion. If Ripple XRP goes to $2 somehow, that's $96 billion. That's a 10x right there, just adding XRP with value to their balance sheet. So I just have a gut feeling that this stock, if you buy in right now, you're going to 15, 20x your money on this, just like Coinbase did. And even the bonus too is that when you're in so cheap, if you're into Coinbase for $10 a share, you can sustain it dropping from 360 all the way down to $50 because you're still up 500%. Every single person that bought publicly is wrecked and destroyed. That's what's going to happen here. You can buy in here for $58 a share. If you get in, you have to buy $5,000 at a clip. But I'm telling you right now, this stock is going to launch. Right now, it's going to be at 80, 90 billion with XRP at 70 cents. And I think it's going to pump conveniently before the IPO so they can set all kinds of records and blow it out of the park. So this is a sleeper here that a lot of my clients are invested into that I work with that want exposure to crypto through the stock market. So with like indirect exposure. And then PolySign on this platform is the other gem that I recommend. If you just look into what they're doing right here, you know, it's you're about buying in at less than $700 million. And it's, I think, in my opinion, an awesome buy too. So these are our stocks, like they're for accredited investors, but like this is how the public gets wrecked. You know, everybody that's accredited gets to buy Ripple at $58 a share. And it's going to be $600, $800 when it launches. And Jim Cramer's telling everyone to go out and buy it. And that way, after it dips 80% and all of retail's destroyed, you know, everybody that was in early got their money. Because, you know, it's been 3 years now since this has been offered. And they're not going to IPO for probably another 6 to 12 months. They're going to do in London and Dubai first. So the United States is going to be last. So I think XRP could be $5 a coin by that point. And at 48 million, you're looking at $240 billion. So there's a 24x on your money on a stock right there.
Yeah.
Alan, because some of these guys, they're old school, they're conservative as hell, and they don't want to put that much into crypto yet because they don't believe in it. But if they can do it through stocks, which they've done for the last 30 years, it's just like, oh yeah, no problem. But the second you're like, yeah, let's make this move into crypto, all of a sudden it like triggers this like, oh God, I don't know. I heard this. Oh God, what about FTX? Or I heard this, or it's crazy. The horrible imaginary horribles people assume that are coming. And it's crazy. But yeah, bro, PolySign is my second choice that, you know, that I'm having, my guys buy Ripple 1 and PolySign 2 if you want a couple, because I mean they have Circle on here, Epic Games. I got Uphold personally myself as well, but I mean Dapper Labs, Unstoppable Domains. I think ITRUSTCAPITAL is coming on here too. I just heard that they are doing a round of funding, so that they're another company that I have my IRA with, and I really like what they do. You know, I just it was sad. It was not sad. It was a letdown when my financial advisor was taking 15 points a year or 14 points a year because he had me spread out and diversifying. So by starting a new account, this small market fund, oh, let's check out this real estate fund over here, this private equity for whatever it was, he was making a point every time he started a new account, and I had no clue. So the amount of money I'm saving is insane. And the gains from crypto versus mutual funds is just astronomical. So
yeah. On the Linqto platform too, they're investing right along with you. So it's not like your typical, investment situation where they're saying, all right, well, I'm just going to go to gamble. And if you lose your money, oh, well, it's your money. You signed off on that one. They're right in there with you. So they're gem hunters. They're unicorn hunters is what they are.
Yeah. I think so too. $1 is definitely coming soon. It's just been going sideways for so many years now that I just don't see it going. I mean, people have been brutalized. Like for me personally, I bought my last bag of it in ITRUSTCAPITAL in December of 2020 because I wanted the Flare and the Spark airdrop. So I had XRP, my button locked up until 2 weeks ago. It was over 2.5 years that I just looked at it and was unable to trade it. But that was a risk that I was willing to take. And I hope that I'm compensated for, and XRP outperforms all the other coins that they have on their list of options. So, you can't hit it right on anything, but it's all, I think, all about just being in in as much as you can be in that you can afford without obviously going crazy. But like if you're in Pulsechain and PulseX, like there's people out there that can just afford Bitcoin right now or just afford one coin. So everybody's different. Everyone's in a different spot. And you just got to be thankful that you're here now and thankful for what you got. And like there's always going to be someone that you look at and you're like, damn, I'm a pleb compared to him. Like there's always someone that's higher up the food chain, no matter where you are, unless you're sitting on the top, and those people aren't here right now watching these streams.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. But there was no choice. Like I knew damn well, like they gave us a warning and said, we are no longer going to support trading of XRP during the lawsuit. And I knew I could have sold it, but I wanted that Flare airdrop. And god damn, that airdrop cost me a lot of money. But that's how you learn, right? That's what caused me to pay attention to the lawsuit every day for the last 3 years, to listening to Flare and see what they're building out, to be paying attention to all the DeFi on the XRP ledger. Like that caused me to pay attention and learn so much about so many things going on outside the Richard Hart ecosystem that I'm glad that I was able to like just learn and see trends and just see certain, like Stellar. Like that's one that no one else, who else is talking about Stellar? And I've been trying to harp on that for months because I just see where it's going in the future. And it's one of those blue chips that they just have their hands in everything from Starlink to MoneyGram to the banking system. Like what else do you want? Like your blue chips.
Yeah, QuickBooks, Stellar and QuickBooks, peanut butter and jelly.
Yep. And USDC natively on Stellar, like that partnership. So the partnerships they're making around corporate America and the banking system, it's like, I see it, but it's not sexy. It's not fun. There's no community in it. It's like no one wants to talk about it, but I want to see all you guys make money. I want to see you guys win. I want to see you guys holding the blue chip coins in 10 years from now because you bought them so low. You can afford, if you got into ETH at $80, you can watch it go from 4K to $850 because you don't care. You're still up 10x at the bottom. Like that's the best feeling in crypto, to where you don't have to sell because you're up so much. And if you do sell, you're up so much, it's all profit. Like that's where the position you need to get in. And that's when you're absolutely crushing it.
That's right. Yeah, that's how we get closer to Hexaco. That's how you get closer to Hexaco. Crushing it like that.
So that's it. I think that's it for tonight. So now all you got to do is go out there, start tomorrow. All right, how can I put $100 away? How can I put $200 away? How can I put $1,000 away for 30 days from now, for 60 days from now, and take that $1,000 and put it into the best opportunity you see around? And if it's a good crypto, in a year, you should have $5,000, a year and a half, $10,000 in the middle of the bull market. And then that 10 grand, you do it again next bull market, and then you have $100,000. And next thing you know, that 100 grand, that's a lot of things you can do with that. So, 10 grand does separate really the everyday person that's just spending all their money on stuff they really don't need, maintaining stuff they can live without, when if they just sacrifice for 2 or 3 years and made an investment into the right project, it could change your entire life. Like you can make up 10 years of that salary in a couple years, or in 1 to 2 years in crypto.
Yeah, think about it like this. If you're having trouble letting go of something that brings you comfort, that is just that's detracting, anyway, spitting out words here. That's taking away from getting you closer to your goal. Little things, like get rid of them, make some peace with it. It's the little tiny things that are sneaky. Not bringing a water bottle with you. washing, like a wash and go water bottle. Like buying water out of the store is sneaky. That adds up. That's like $2, $3, $4, $5, and it's unnecessary. It's wasteful, right? I mean, how many times are you really in a situation where you're like, oh no, how can I get to the closest convenience store? I'm parched and dehydrated and there's no anything near me. Like you can like make it happen. It just takes a little bit of planning. Pack your lunch so that you're not spending money outside of work. It's good for you, your health too, right? There's so many, you have to look at the positives in it, because if you're looking at all the things that you might be lacking, if you're giving up some of those things to accumulate fiat to turn it into something greater, then just really write down 10 things in the morning that you're grateful for. Find an attitude of gratitude for it. It will make the biggest difference in the world. And if you're really struggling with finding some time or some way to put some things aside and you need some help with organizing those things, that's what I'm here for. I'm actually really good at that. I'm not toot.
There we go.
Toot. I'll find you I will find you ways on how to make money and how to turn something that is a passion of yours into income and eventually passive income, but you got to start actively somewhere. You got to get up and start somewhere. But I'm really good at that too. Like that's what I came here for, to grow and help Vibra thrive, because I saw that this man has a passion for what he does and he's really good at what he does. And to not foster like eating, breathing, and sleeping something that you love and that you truly believe in, that you're really here for, like, I mean, how could I not get behind something like that? I have that passion for our business and I can help you find that passion for yours too. It's just like, we need to get to HEX go faster. A rising tide floats all boat. Let's pump the water up here.
There we go.
Guys.
Let's get pumps on the charts too. So, all right, guys, appreciate everyone that stopped in tonight. Bobby, you guys are awesome. And Far Out Aliens, if you got any questions about like Ripple and some of the like stocks and like these Bitcoin mining stocks, like there's so many things out there on that side of it. Like I'm talking to people about that stuff all day, every day. So any way I can help, man, just reach out to me. I'm always here. And I really don't mind taking, whatever, 10, 20 minutes to chop it up with you. So
yeah,
anytime you want, reach out.
Okay, guys. All right. Have a great Friday night. Somebody go out and have some parties for us or go to bed.